Hello, hello. We're live. This is the Outpost FF summer broadcast for our anime podcast. We're doing Cybernetics Guardian. Everyone, please introduce yourselves. I'll go first. Baron, also known as Baron, um, or RJ. Uh, go ahead. Introduce yourselves.
Echo here.
I
I
shake
shouldn't
hermits.
have.
Yep. Oh, you guys. All right. We got Neko, and then
Well, you gotta go left to right from now on, guys.
well, it's mixed on Discord. So
Oh, that. Okay. Of course it is. Ashray hermits.
I sh- I shouldn't have.
Okay. It's
Striker.
Striker Red or Lewis, aka the objectively the worst member of this podcast.
nah.
Oh God.
All right. All right.
Oh
So
no.
so all right. So we got Hermit. We got Aisha. We got Neko, we got Striker, and then we got me, Baron. All right, let's do this. All right, so I am the one who recommended this anime. I want to see what you guys think.
I want to crucify your ass for that.
He's gonna be crucified like the demon in the beginning.
Lol,
Yes.
bruh.
Yes. It's horrific shit. I
now.
prefer
Several of us
um
enjoyed it, sir.
oh God. Acquire better taste, people.
I
No,
definitely
no.
like the vibes in the world. It's definitely that kind of proto early cyberpunk where it's very edgy. It's dark, and there's a lot of like it's trying to kind of like speak out about social issues in a very metal and dumb way where it's like with action and blood and gore and of course cybernetics.
It's let me put it this way. It doesn't have a story. Well, it is a story, but there's no plot, there's no character, it's just caricature bullshit. And it doesn't even trying to. It's just like, oh, let's wipe the whole theme of the genre of cyberpunk, quote unquote. And it's like, that ain't working, people.
It's definitely a bit of a broad kind of like it's definitely broad strokes of the themes of cyberpunk, but oh, it's not it's as far as like if this was someone's like first introduction into the genre, I feel like it wouldn't be a bad one.
No,
It's definitely shallow, but
I
it's
agree.
that's well.
if you just want some fun, if you just want some dumb fun, it's there.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, I agree. It's fun in some terms of wiping, but like, boy, I
I
would
want to
not
see
be
what
wishing anyone to watch this stuff.
I want to see what Aisha and Striker have to say, but I also want to quickly jump in and say this is like peak 80s. This is just like an amalgamation of like 80s like heavy metal culture thrown in with cyberpunk. That's why I love about it. It's like how do I put this? In any other timeline, this could have been a video game because of how brutal it is. Like it's the freaking the main character's mech has like you know Jiraiya's wig from Naruto, the big kabuki wig.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the mech has a kabuki wig. It's like it's got a mullet. It's metal.
Yeah, I would say it's a distillation of everything 80s and everything early cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
basically, a bit of a parody.
It kind of is, yeah.
What? What? No, they play it way
Is.
too straight for this one.
I can tell. I can tell that Koichi Ohata is a metalhead because that is some hair metal type of hair, man.
Aisha, what do you think?
Don't be shy now.
I think Aisha's AFK.
Oh no. Had to get it
Uh-oh.
right.
Sorry, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I was
I do
asking.
agree. Sorry
No.
about that. Were you
You're good.
asking?
No. Like, what do you think of it? What do you think of it? Like I was mentioning, like it's basically like heavy metal and cyberpunk thrown together. It's like the '80s in a pill. It's like so damn '80s. It's like heavy metal, cyberpunk, and it's brutal.
Yeah, I agree. It's all those it's all those themes. It's I like the designs of the mechs. The mechs designs are really impressive to me. And I really appreciate the music. The music definitely being the highlight of the entire thing. It's what kept me going those 40 minutes. And
Good taste. Good taste.
I think I do like the voice cast. I didn't hear the dub, but I heard the dub cast for the Japanese actors, and they're done a really good job. And it's nice to know that most of them are still around, still voicing.
R.I.P. Bulma.
Interestingly enough, yeah, it was interesting enough that a lot of these voice actors were from Central Park Media, and I realized this. I was talking to RJ about this, but it ends out that the chick who voiced Layla was Hiromi Suru, who was the original voice actress for Bulma in Dragon Ball, like before her untimely death a couple of years ago.
I feel like the easiest way to sell this is only 40 minutes. It's no Naruto.
It has some sweet mecha designs, which I would love to see more of in the future.
Not gonna lie, I think half of us are in agreement that soundtrack is definitely the reason you stay for this. And interestingly enough, the name of the band itself, Trash Gang, was responsible for the metal songs.
Ain't that Fukuyama band now?
You know what's funny? They actually separated after the anime rolled. So yeah. Yeah.
Does that not remind
Yeah.
you of like a few other instances like that? The one I can name off the top of my head is like Cowboy Bebop had a band. It was specifically like the people that worked on the show made a band specifically for the show, and they came back like a couple times just because fans were asking.
Yeah, the seatbelts.
Yeah, exactly. That seems to be a thing, and I love it. It's like, hey, I have a specific idea for what I want my show to sound like, and then it's like, okay, I got it. All right, let's form a band. That's so cool.
And they were like,
You got a vision. You got a vision.
Yep, they got a vision.
I mean,
as Hermit put it.
Technically, they're still a rolling though.
Oh,
Like, they're
I
still
had something to
existing.
add.
No, they of course, Neko. I'm not saying they didn't exist. I'm saying like that's cool. I'm saying it's very cool and unique. I'm praising it. That's all I'm doing.
No, it's not like it's like he's saying, oh, they're just went about and like that's it.
Nope.
I will admit it was a bit annoying hearing Layla say John so many times. Like most of her lines were John. But
yeah, the character's name is brought up multiple times, and it gets a bit annoying.
The main character's name being John, like if it wasn't like so clearly inspired by like 80s and American culture, it would be a meme of itself. Yeah, his name may as well be John Cyberpunk.
Oh no!
And it's made funnier by the generic title of Cybernetic Guardian because it really sounds like a Chinese knockoff, except that's the official title. It's a very real thing.
I was about to say.
I mean, of all things.
I was about to say the reverse. I'm like, if this was a video game and Maxor were to review it, it would be
it would be Joe's Cyguard.
It would be. Hold on. If this was a video game, and like something Maxor would review, it would be Cybernetic Stalker starring John Stalker.
Someone in the chat mentioned. Someone in the chat mentioned why the mechs have beast hands. Are they like biomechs?
Yes.
Pretty
much. Yeah. As a matter of fact, the plot is basically this Shadow. Yes. There was also another one. Besides John Stalker, you also have Adler, who is the big bad guy.
Oh yeah,
and his mech is called the Genocyber.
He's basically
his mech is called the Genocyber.
Yeah, the Genocyber. Yeah. It's a reference to another anime Ohata directed, which he does not own the rights to. He owns the rights to Cybernetics Guardian, or rather, he's the in Japan they have a whole thing with the author has the final say in their creation. He has that for MD Geist, and this is technically the prequel to MD Geist. It takes place in the same universe. It just takes place. I'm assuming like a century or two beforehand, because I don't see them talking about space as much. I don't know. I'm assuming Nextrum, the same evil corporation, tried something on Earth, failed, and then tried it on Jera, and then failed because of Geist. But anywho, it kind of
I
reminds
do
me
have
of
to wonder if it was intentionally a prequel, because there's a lot of stuff where like a creator will
Yeah.
make something, they'll have like a lot of the ideas that they like, a lot of the themes, and they'll reuse some names, and then they might do the same thing, in a future work, and then it turns out, oh, I just accidentally made this in the same universe, technically, if you really read into it, but they never really intended that.
Yeah, like Red Faction and Saints Row did that, and then you got Hideo Kojima naming like Meryl is a character from like his previous games. Or
Police
game.
knots.
Yeah, Police Knots, that one. And she has the tattoo. She's got the red hair and black tank top, but it's a completely different Meryl. It could be that, but
And then that feels always the game theorists or the video game theorists out there that you go, oh, it's in a shared universe. Now there's this, and this that are vaguely similar.
I only think this is a prequel because Nextrum in this one is like basically identical to Nextrum in MD Geist. In fact, I was gonna say, Christian Bale's character in American Psycho. I can't remember Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
Adler's basically like a cyberpunk Patrick Bateman. He's a rich douchebag. He's lusting after the main character's girlfriend, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna kill him, and then I'm gonna go kill all the poor people." Literally, that's his motivation. He just really
Yeah, he's
It's a shame that he wasn't murdered by a crazy woman in a terrible sequel like Patrick Bateman.
Well, if I do a third playthrough Cyberpunk, I know who I'm making my character now.
okay.
Cyber
Oh,
Psycho.
Adam Smasher Jr.
Okay, so I've been watching both versions, both the dub and the sub, and funny enough, I did watch the sub with another friend of mine.
How was it?
To be honest with you, it showed more expression in comparison to the American one, which I'll be real with you. Some of the voice actors can put in as little effort as possible in order to do the lines in comparison to the Japanese. I mean, usually in Japan, voice acting is taken a lot more seriously than in America. So,
especially back
Unfortunately.
then. Back then, it was like they treated it like it was like a kids' cartoon. Like they didn't understand. Like anime is some animes are animated film. They're not just cartoon. And what we got is a lot of voice actors back then who we'd get some of them who were really good, and then some of them would be like, "Hey, line 3, line 4, line 5." You get what I mean? Like they'd overact or underact,
I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't expect Bill Blackenberg, the English voice actor, to be like Takeshi Kusao, but I mean, this is the same. I mean, this is the same guy. I mean, here's the thing: Takeshi Kusao, that's the same guy who voiced Trunks. I mean, I'm gonna be going with a lot of Dragon Ball references, but just he was also the voice of Kai Kisuke in all iterations of Guilty Gear.
Oh my god!
Yeah, yes, that was him. That's the guy who voiced Kai Kisuke in Guilty Gear.
In a way.
Bill Blackenberg, now that I think about it, that guy has not done much work after this regarding anime, because a lot of the stuff ended up being live action afterwards. So yeah, I guess some people actually moved on to bigger projects. Now, yeah. Now speaking of Guilty Gear, I definitely can tell that Daisuke Ishiwatari is a fan of Koichi Ohata because of they both have similar taste in metal.
Definitely.
In fact, one of the songs, Under the Table, you can tell that the opening riff, like da 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 da, yeah, that sounds similar to Black Sabbath's mob rule
Okay.
in more than once.
It's
Yeah,
clear.
yeah, or like 4Kids. You know what's funny? Half of these guys that were voice actors for 4Kids actually started in Central Park Media and Media Blasters. They were both based in New York as well, Alex.
Okay.
Also, I just want to say the CEO who was obsessed with MD Geist had excellent taste, but that's a can of worms for another day.
Oh, we oh,
I
mean,
that shit's so nihilistic.
Yeah, I like the mecha.
Yeah, but that's. I mean,
if MD Geist is really like a hidden sequel to this, I can probably see why this didn't get more episodes.
yeah.
This became a one shot. I can see why after reading up on what
I
MD
need to
Geist
say
is.
something real quick in case we bring up Genocyber. Genocyber is as I was saying before. I forgot mid sentence before. Now I remember. Genocyber does not belong to Ohada. It was somebody else's. Feel free to look it up if you want to. Doesn't really matter. It was like a completely different anime. It was more like it was similar to Guyver, if anything, in story tone as well. It wasn't just like, oh hey, it's a biomech. It was like there was a girl. She was a vigilante. She went around killing evil people tied to some organization, and she was the Genocyber. Ohada took that and went like, how can I make this nihilistic? And then he made it way darker and made things way different from the manga.
Now,
so his anime version is just him like being edgy with somebody else's property. That is not his. So I'm gonna assume it's not even in the same universe. Because Nextstrom doesn't even. I don't think Nextstrom even shows up in Genocyber. I have the complete DVD set because I bought what's called the Mech Master Collection. It has MD Geist, Cybernetics Guardian, and all 3 episodes of Genocyber. And I'm glad Genocyber never took off. That I was just disgusted with that. And the thing is, like, this anime has gore. That one, don't even get me started. Anywho,
yes,
there's some body horror as well, especially the transformations. Okay, so what exactly is the plot of this the show? Okay, easy. Basically, there's a hidden organization that summons a god. A god of destruction. His name was hold on. Oh wait, I think it was Daldo. There we go. And then in the case of John Stalker, he was a research pilot for Central Guard Company. He was born in the city of Cyberwood, which is now known as the Cancer Slums. Yes. Ask somebody where they come from. Yeah, what's up, man? Where you from, bro? Yeah, I'm from Cancer. What do you mean Cancer? Yeah,
I'm born into cancer because you know we're all going to get cancer by age 30, man.
Bruh, like,
well,
this is why I said Adler is basically like, you know, Patrick Bateman. The rich people in that world, like they're not even subtle about what they think of poor people. They're like, oh yeah, that's the cancer. Those people are the cancer.
They're the cancer of society.
You're not a
bro. It's just a district.
No, you're not a poor person living in the slums. You're a cancer cell. Like, they didn't say that in the anime, but they might as well have. But yeah, it's like dystopic as fuck.
Yeah, they view the slums as cancerous. They view any attempts to try and like reasonably police it as just like an obstruction from something that must be done. It's just like, come on,
he sees
man.
it like a waste of time to
police.
He
sabotages his own company just
because he hates poor people that much. He sabotaged his own company.
Yes, as he should.
Okay, so
I'm
reading this on Wikipedia.
Hey, hold on, Stryker wants to say something. Hold on, Stryker.
I'm sorry.
I just found out that so according to the Wikipedia article, 3 episodes were planned, but only 1 was completed, leaving the plot unfinished.
Really? I'd be curious to see like a storyboard for the rest of them.
Yeah. So sometimes you gotta wonder what was going on in order to have 3 episodes and only leaving the first one. I'm guessing it was related to differences regarding the director, the storyboard artist, and pretty much everyone else in the office.
Oh wow, that
It,
is
it
an
might have
interesting.
been financial.
Yeah, I would have assumed financial would have been the main
Yeah.
reason to cancel, especially back then.
Unfortunately,
I mean-
lot of early works, especially this, didn't take off. Striker, go ahead, and then I want to jump in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was also. I mean, originally this show came out in '89, and funny enough, the Central Park Media dub was in 1996. So this basically took at least 6 years after the show ended.
I'm going to assume that if this came out sooner, this is the thing I want to jump in. This would have had a sequel because Central Park Media CEO, he loved the crap out of MD Geist. He was like, this is gonna like put us on the radar. He even made the Central Park Media mascot MD Geist in his power armor shooting.
Oh,
his first
God.
gun. So
Yes.
the thing is, hold on, Neko. Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right. So the thing is, though, so this came out like way later. But the thing is, the CEO focused on MD Geist. Had this come sooner, and the CEO, been obsessed with this instead, this may have had a sequel. But the thing was, both this and MD Geist, the original MD Geist, which you can find VHS of, and also on the internet, the original cut, did not take off in Japan. It had technical flaws. MD Geist did. It had story issues, etc. They had to recut it and add new sound effects. So Central Park Media effectively saved MD Geist for a little bit. It gave it a little bit more life and gave it a sequel as well as a comic. But anywho, my point was, this didn't get that treatment because it came out way sooner, and on top of that, like, Central Park saw no point because they're like, oh well, MD Geist is even better. It's this but better. So let's focus on that. So yeah, that's why. Like this just ended up being a soul of you. It still works, the ending kind of has the same ending as the first Terminator,
So you're saying this is kind of a peek into that director's alternate reality where this could have been their more well-known work.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, known for shit ain't that much. Let me tell you.
I need to make a correction. The name of the god that fused with the suit was named Saldo, not Daldo, like I mentioned.
Okay, I was gonna say I swear it started with an S. I was like Soldar, and you said Daldo, and I
Yeah,
was like, okay, sure.
No, it was Saldo. The thing is, I did forgot about that when I wasn't even home yesterday. So, anyways, saldo. Funny enough, saldo actually means in Spanish. It also means paid for. Here's a little bit of a here's a bit of a Spanish lesson. Okay, like I said, there's not much of a plot. Yes.
Ain't no plot.
But all things considered,
Who needs a plot?
I mean,
all you need is a good soundtrack, good animation, and hot
what good
characters,
animation?
man.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Well, okay, well there were some good map paintings.
Okay,
You
fair
cannot deny
enough.
this.
Good JPEGs on the background. I'm sorry.
I will say the body horror was it was actually pretty
Sucked.
decent regarding
It's-
hey. Okay, Mr. Contrarian.
Yes,
No,
it
all right,
fucking
all right, hold on.
sucked. I'm
All
sorry.
right, Neko.
Okay,
Okay. All right.
okay.
For the record, Neko.
I'll
is
let you
drunk.
finish and
I
I'll
would like to
go
tell
with
the
you.
audience, Neko is currently drunk. You actually are drunk. You had several bottles of quote unquote beer, which you said had been there in your fridge for 6 months. That is some fermented beer, sir.
Yes,
Anywho,
thank you.
So for those of us who are sober,
See, I sacrifice
Neko
the
just
liver for the
Neko's just-
show.
Neko is just like jumping in to say he doesn't like the show, but
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go with what Stryker said. I mean, hell, Hermit is a rather picky guy, and he likes this, so it's not a bad anime. In fact, I would say As much as I love MD Geist, this is better than MD Geist in some ways.
At 2 Hermit.
It's okay, but
Yeah,
I should probably reserve my final thoughts at the end.
honestly, it's not like the best anime on earth, and it really didn't reinvent the wheel in any chance. Whoever's talking, your mic is either really far away or your audio is low.
No one's talking.
All right, so let me jump in real quick. Koichi Ohata is, I mean, he can be respected. I'll give you that. He is not a bad director. He knows how to put stuff in the episodes, and he directed Full Throttle, for example, for You Under Arrest. He did, he did episodes. Okay, in fairness.
He did the anime, the mech design for Gunbuster, of all things.
Nah.
Yes.
Yeah, but that
absolute base.
I will say the mech design is one of the weaker aspects of that great anime.
Exactly, I was about. He directed Burst Angels, if you remember that show.
Yeah, chicks with guns on flying rollerblades or something, right?
Yes, and he did a storyboard for the show. He did his best work so far, Ikitosen.
No. He worked.
Yes, it is.
Hold on. You said it's his best. His best work.
It is.
This is just my biases. Is the tiny bit of work he did on Char's counterattack.
I have seen Char's counterattack.
We're not sure what he did. I'm convinced he designed a rocket. I'm convinced he designed some of the spaceships in the background.
I mean, look,
definitely did not design any of the Gundam. That's for
he directed all of the combat sequences in episode in Makinki, which is the a Penty show. It's a harem Penty show, which sucked, and it's horrible shit. But I mean, slim pickings.
Hey,
in fairness,
you got to make money.
Well, that show was big. Seriously, he directed Blue Gender, The Warrior, the film.
Yeah.
The film, not the original.
Completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
To quote you guys, Hermit, you weren't here for this. These guys were pissed at me because I wanted to watch the movie just as a standalone review. Like, hey, let's see like what we would have thought if we were watching this back in the 2000s. They did not like the movie. They're like, friends, don't let friends watch compilation films. F you, Baron.
It was a compilation film?
Yeah. Yes,
to be fair, I'm a hardcore Gundam fan, and my main experience with the original series was a compilation film, and I need to finish the original series. Luckily, I've watched the best episode. I watched the best standalone story.
It's a 26-episode show. Like, you cannot compress it into one goddamn film. Like, you can't. Ask Ufotable.
I've never been into compilation movies.
He also directed Biohazard 4D Executor, that god-awful film from Capcom.
What?
You mean like Resident
3D
Evil,
CG film? Yes.
Yeah, one of those ones. Which
yes.
I remember I saw their trailers on the terrible live action Resident Evil films, and they looked interesting from trailers.
Now,
but
that's
that's a trailer.
That said, he did a very good job with Nozomani Fushi no Bakushan. It's the Unwanted Undead Adventure, which came out last year. He did very good job on Ragnar Crimson, which came out 2023, I believe, October. And he also did a very good job at Sengoku Nightblood, but I mean, that's the Bishonen anime, so duh. And now, this season, he makes 9, Ruler's Crown, which is a anime about superhero lollies.
Okay, then.
Man has to make some money.
Okay.
Moving swiftly on.
The censors are gonna love that.
Now. Okay,
so it kind of sounds like we're building up to this build to like an illustrious guy's career, but it's certainly built a man's career.
Yes. Yes, he makes money. That's my point. And he's not bad at directing, but he sucks at everything fucking else. I'm sorry. The design of our mechas are bland and boring. The
can't agree to
story
that.
for all of his shows are
I would
just
jokingly
horrible.
I would jokingly tell people if I had a stand, I do. I mean, I do have my own little joke stand for JoJo. But you know, my other stand, if I had one that would like beat people up, it probably would look like the mech from this show, kabuki hair and friggin' pauldrons and armor and shit. I love that design. You cannot tell me that's not heavy metal. That is heavy metal as fuck.
It is heavy metal, sure, but I mean, are there any other show that makes it better, or where it's
Sure,
done
yeah,
better?
no,
Yes.
I mean it's still good though.
The-
It's not bad.
well, the bottom of the barrel. I mean,
No, it's
you
not.
gotta
No, it's
scrape
not.
it.
No. There are worse mecha shows out there. You know that's true.
I know that's true. Yes, I hate mecha genre. Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
But Divergence of Eve, anybody? So, although that one has a better plot line in the first
Wait,
place.
have you seen Gunbuster?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Gunbuster is pure joy in terms of animation, and
Now, please note that the Gunbuster's the one with the titties.
Iki Tosin.
It's 80s.
Yeah,
Normies
he's
will
also
deal with it.
enthusiastic about Iki Tosin, the one with the titties.
Normies can deal with it. It's 80s anime. It's fine. It's
let me
fine.
just quickly check.
I just want that on the record.
Yes,
Neko
yes,
likes the titties.
yes, yes. I know.
I'm jokingly saying rewind. I'm not going to bother. But if we rewind, what did Neko say? Oh yes, Koichi Ohara's finest work is Iki Tosin. Everybody hates Iki Tosin.
That's what I'm saying.
I look. I don't know why people hate it. It's
Neko
so
has
bad.
his
It's
biases.
good.
He doesn't
Yes,
like mechs.
I
He
know.
likes the titties.
But
this is the point.
But here's the thing. I also named his objectively good works: Ragnar Crimson.
This one,
And
right?
it's not original works, that is, and that's my point. He cannot make original stuff. It all sucks. It's not good. It's, you can watch it, you can ironically enjoy it. It is metal, I agree, but it's still not good. This OVA in particular, it's like, what is the plot of the show? Chick wants to bang a guy who is in a pilot suit for some project for evaporating.
The project to clean up some part of the city.
Yes, part of the city,
Love
which
to do
we're
his
not.
oldest crime. Who hasn't fallen in
Yes.
love with a dude that wants to clean up the city with power armor?
Yes, I'm sorry, Bubblegum Crisis existed, which is one of the plot points there as well. Tokyo Police existed. Tokyo Tank Police existed.
I mean, it's just one.
uh,
It's just one episode. They didn't get to make more, so it's.
I
Good.
would be curious if they would have if it would have come out differently if they had more resources. I have to wonder if they had to compress things to try and get as much plot as they could in there, or if they just were hoping for more and didn't have it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
One thing. Alex mentioned in the chat. What about Space Runaway Ideon?
Ideon. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ideon.
Yep.
Never heard of this one, honestly.
Look,
no, Ideon is one of the animes that the creator of Gundam worked on, and it's very good, but it's also very sad and depressing. It might make you
It's
cry.
It's nihilistic. Very
Oh, yeah.
nihilistic.
Hold on. You mean Yoshiyuki Kiramo Tomino?
Killamo Tomio made Space.
Damn, that's crazy. I was just
I mean-
watching Victory Gundam with a friend of mine recently.
I have not seen Victory Gundam. Would you recommend it?
I like the first theme song and ending. So
It's
So
fine.
far-
I've heard bad things, but I've been wanting
We'll
to
talk
watch it
about that.
anyways.
It's not
It's all right.
bad. It's just melodramatic. It tries to be
Okay.
tries to be Macross without songs. But like every bit of this OVA is just it's the typical Ohata. Like he's, because he does everything here basically. Well,
This was
somewhat.
his first.
I think the priest design was. pretty
Everyone's got their
exceptional.
beginning.
Should have mentioned him.
This was his first anime. I'm sorry, this is his first directorial and creative.
Directorial, yes.
No.
Wait, no, is it? No,
Yeah,
that's
yes.
the Geist was.
No.
Is it?
Geist was after this.
No.
Dude, no.
All right,
Okay,
Alex
am I-
commented.
I get you're drunk, but bear with me.
Am
all
I
right?
blinking something?
Yes, you are. Because Genocyber,
Okay.
MD Geist, Genocyber, MD Geist, and this were his first few works, where he was allowed creative. It's why I said MD Geist and Cybernetics Guardian belong to him. These are his creations, but he also directed Genocyber, and he was given directorial creativity, which is not a good thing because, as I mentioned, Genocyber is not supposed to be
Okay.
that nihilistic. Okay.
That's
No, Neko,
not what
Neko,
it
Neko,
says in
Neko,
the
hold on.
mal.
It's
Hold
fine.
on.
It's
Neko,
fine.
hold on. I'm trying to get this through to you. All right. He created Genocyber. I'm sorry. No. He created MD Geist, and
Yes.
he also had directorial creation on this Cybernetics Guardian. That's why Nextrum shows up in both. And it's got
What?
what I'm trying to tell you is
Mhm.
the only thing he did not own is Genocyber. And
Yes.
these
That's-
three anime were his first three major works. That's why they're in a DVD collection.
Yes, I understand. That's not what I'm saying. MD Geist was his first directorial, well, anything really. This was his second. Yes. If you look at Mal, the MD Geist is 1986. This OVA is 89. And Genocyber is 1994. And then a sequel to MD Geist is 1996. That's okay.
96. I already mentioned that. That's because Central Park Media funded that one
No.
because the CEO liked it.
Yes, I understood. That's what I'm saying. So this is his first work. Look, can I cut him some slack for having the first work like this? Sure. It doesn't mean it doesn't suck. So from the pure academical
Also,
cheesy
sorry for getting worked up. I misunderstood the release.
That's okay.
Because I thought MD Geist was released after this because the U.S. debut.
That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. So my point is, if you look at academical perspective, pure like what is the show that has a very much cult following, which we established here on this very show, but it's aged very poorly. This is the example of this show.
MD Geist has the cult following. This doesn't.
Well,
this has a following, and people recommend
yes,
it. But because MD Geist brought them there, and I'm saying that as a fan. Like,
yeah. Well, MD Geist also sucks, so
Well,
I just like those both shows. I'm just saying. But
you don't like Mecha? It's cool.
fine.
It's all right.
No, it's not about mecha. It's just the style, the story not existent. Visuals are fine for the era, but it's nothing to write home about. If you have a show that has those kind of visuals, sure. I mean, look. In fairness, I watched the English dub, so I don't know about how it sounds in Japanese. So bite me.
In Japanese, it has a bit of well, let's just say they're a bit more expressive, but that was because
I assume it's better. I assume it's better. So I'm not gonna count that against the show. It's the dub. But it's just not aged well. None of his stuff aged well. Any of this, like, it's just not.
Yeah, compared to nowadays, you're correct. But back then,
Compared.
Back then, some
Even
anime
back
that are
then.
now popular, from back then had similar quality. I'm not saying all of them. A lot of them were, very different. But this anime in particular, it's not that horrible. It's not that as horrible as you say. There are anime back then that have frame rate issues, as in they have slideshows in the middle of the friggin' episode. This is not that.
So not rat meat, basically.
Neko, I get you don't like mecha, but come on, like, you can't say it's terrible.
It is terrible. That's my point. It is a terrible show. Look at Black Magic M66. People shitting on the thing, but it has a story. It's also one show OVA. Now, mind you, it's Namco Visual. That's different. Or ICA, I'm sorry. It's the producers of Namco. It's directed by Masamune Shiro, which is fine. But you got to kind of remember. Also, Masamune Shiro is not a director. It also sucks at that thing anyway. But it has a plot. It makes you think. It has all of the maybe a more higher end cyberpunk stuff in it because it's about Cybele basically. Um, but it has all of the stuff. Even the shit like Cyberpunk. What's it? Cyber City. 808, if I remember correctly, that's what it is. Uh, it has more underlining themes of what cyberpunk that they trying to show us here. It's dirty, it's shitty city, it has low life, high tech stuff. And the point of the show is self destruction as well. It's nihilistic as hell. And it's directed by, mind you, Kajivi Yoshikaki. And it's infinitely better at everything, and the budget is about the same. Mind you, it's Madhouse, so it's slightly different there.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Like, dude, this Koichi Ohara, with what he had, he even said it himself. He said, "I was not experienced when I started. This was my first major gig. He used to be like basically like support staff, and then he like he got a promotion, and they told him he could direct. It's kind of like what happened with Kojima. Like, I'm not gonna go into that because I know you. Yeah. Anywho,
no, let's stop that.
So Kojima had the same thing. He was support staff. They told him, "Hey, do you want to direct Metal Gear?" And before that, he was helping with that one Penguin game. I think it's called Arctic Adventure or something. Anywho, Ohara had the same thing. They told them, "Do you want to do MD Geist?" He said, "Sure." And then that's how. And then that's how he became more well known. He started off by doing these, and then he went on to other stuff. But yeah, even back then, these didn't take off. I mean, Genocyber had 3 episodes, but that's because it was someone else's property. That's like if I get hired to do Sailor Moon, and then I make a really messed up body horror version of Sailor Moon. It's gonna have a couple episodes because the creators are like, they commissioned 3 episodes, and then they took a look at like, what the hell is this? And that's kind of what happened in Genocide. Yeah, but like MD Geist and Cybernetics Guardian are basically how he got put on the map, but people didn't really like them.
Yeah, I think he was just too ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Especially for what was coming out with all the bigger companies like Toei.
Consider this is more of a
airing it.
Okay, all things considered, this is actually more of an obscure anime for most people.
For most normies, yes.
Yes. Basically.
Well, none of the stuff that we do here on this show is for normies, really. So I'm not even considering that as a point. Well, I'm just saying, this is bad. Regardless of the reasons, it's bad.
We covered free run. What are you talking about? Not for normies. We cover everything. We cover niche anime, obscure anime, and regular seasonal anime.
This show is not. That's my point. And the strict that we have, some of that stuff is clearly not for that audience. But like, regardless of the reasons why it's bad, it's just bad. Is as a curiosity, sure. If you can stomach 48 minutes of bullshit, go ahead. My problem is it's not worth it.
Okay, well,
I mean,
that's all right, Mr. Negative. You had your opinion. I want to see what the others say. Hermit, what do you think? Striker and I think it's all right. Well, I mean, I really like it. Striker says it's okay. Aisha thinks it's okay. What do you think?
I think, well, all right. For me, it kind of goes into this weird special category of dumb fun, where like it's the same place where I put, like a Die Hard or like, a classic action movie where, you're not watching this for high art. You're not watching this to like open up yourself to new ideas, or you're not watching it like, despite it being in the cyberpunk or a sci-fi genre, I would not watch this the same way I would watch like a major sci-fi movie. I'd watch this the way you watch a dumb action movie. You go in here, you see a mech punch some shit, you listen to some cool heavy metal, and you take it at face value, basically. So I liked it. I generally liked it. I thought it was fun. But yeah, if you're a hardcore fan of sci-fi and want like something that's really going to make you think, this ain't it. This is an action anime that has a sci-fi skin. But it's a fun one. So I ain't saying it's a bad one for sure.
We have
It's okay.
Okay. Let me do something real quick.
Okay,
I'm gonna do
and
the.
hey, can one of you do this, Hermit? Do you mind doing the score? We're gonna do scores in a tiny bit.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Let's see.
Let's
Yeah,
do this. We've been bringing up the whole heavy metal thing. What do you guys think of the soundtrack?
Excellent.
Same.
you honestly you want to come in for the you try to come in for the cyberpunk, but really the only reason you actually watched it is because of the heavy metal soundtrack.
Yep.
It's phenomenal.
You arrive. You just said it best. You arrive for this. You arrive for the cyberpunk. You stay for the heavy metal.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. One of my two of my personal favorites are Under the Table. That's Under the Table, and the other one was okay. Yeah, well, Real Good Time. It was like the okay. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna be looking at the IMDb score, and I saw that IMDb has scored it 5.5. Let me see. Zygarde, IMDb. Okay. IMDb. 5.3 out of 10. We're gonna do AML now. Regarding Zygarde. Let's see. Shit. Oh, there we go. Wow. They really did not hold anything back with this one. 5. Okay, it's in the chat. This show had a rating of 5.3 out of 10 in IMDb, and in my anime list, 5.25 out of 10.
You the meme about prices being too
if
high.
I can, I want to add the AnyDB score, which they gave it a 3.22.
Yes.
Neko's all excited.
Yes. Yes.
My opinions are validated. Yes.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Like a combined permanent.
Yeah.
For once in my life, someone agrees with me.
Oh God.
There we go.
That's
Can't
not
get
shit
enough. Can't get enough. And Under the Table are two of my personal favorite tracks from this anime.
I just
That
like
being
the
said,
soundtrack.
I applaud you for remembering the name of the tracks.
Dude, of course, I actually have a playlist where I put the ones I really like. It's called the obviously the most generic shit imaginable, songs to play video with, songs to play video to. And I play a lot of racing games, so Under the Table it's perfect for boost sequences in certain games.
Hey, this anime is gonna stick with you then, in a way.
Well,
I was gonna stick with everybody now.
Sound wise, anyways, they'll stick with you.
Groovy Night Times is also another one. And then you have the first one, which is an absolute contrast to the heavy metal, which is Fairy Driven.
Fairy Dreaming was in this?
Yes, sir. Fairy Dreaming. That was the.
That's Genocyber's theme, though. How did it end up in this?
Oh wait! Wow, this was. Holy shit! This was actually Genocyber. I forgot. Here's the thing.
Did you mix up the soundtracks, my guy?
No, the guy who did the person who did
the tracks, maybe.
You know what's actually insane? The playlist I found this on actually had the song for some reason, which is weird. But it's not from but this is from Genocyber, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
no,
how did that
hold
get in
on,
there?
hold on. It doesn't matter. You just like the soundtrack. That's all we gotta go with. I like the soundtrack. I happen to own the soundtrack for all three: Genocyber, MD Geist, and this.
Okay. Okay, there's interesting there's an interesting thing I remember about this anime is the mayor, what's his name, Randall. He was saying that we can save cancer, or was it? Yeah. And after that, the dude gets JFK instantly after before being
I
beheaded.
wonder who did that. It couldn't have been Adler's company. Oh no, not innocent little Adler who just wants to kill everybody.
Yeah, definitely. When a guy straight up gets GFK'd in the middle of the speech.
Dude, I halfway expected Adler to start like bringing over hookers and killing them with nail guns, just like in American Psycho. It's like you're not worthy of me. Like he's that dude that. I mean, he assassinates the mayor, and he plans on killing
there
the
we
people
go.
of the city.
There we go. Only by law will cancer be saved. You can also take that as something extremely out of context.
Yeah.
And then
I remember watching this for the first time, and I just kept going, "What the fuck?" the entire time.
That being said, yeah. That being said, though, the final fight was not bad either. I mean, there was some interesting there was some body horror. Yes. Also, the lightning effects were actually a good thing. Funny enough, Saldo was supposed to be like an evil god, and yet John, at the last minute, decides, "I'm not gonna let it take my humanity away." For some reason, he controlled it.
Look.
So John
He had a chick. So
yeah, a little bit.
Okay, hold on, Striker. What you're telling me is John decided he didn't want to be the Guardian anymore. John Stalker wanted to be the Stalker.
Basically, Alex was saying it sounds like RoboCop. Yeah. In a way, it does.
He retook his humanity in the end, just like RoboCop. Yeah, not wrong.
Yeah, it does.
Unlike this, RoboCop had sequels, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good It's a good thing to think about, actually.
Actually, I now think about it. Yeah, this guy could. Yeah, John Stalker could probably work as RoboCop if we got more episodes.
I mean,
that could have been a good direction
show
to go down. This kabuki monster demon-looking RoboCop could have worked. I could see it.
Yeah, that would have actually been interesting.
I mean, he'd probably have to move to a different city because again, he murdered a bunch of cops. So,
I mean, that is true. Okay, so RJ, you want to plug in the event that we have for this because
yes, I do.
We have a tournament, boys.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Do the honors. Okay, so as you may have noticed, the Outpost we have a new name, Outpost FF. That sounds for Frosty Fights, we have merged with. Frosty Fights is also merged with our homies Thunderia, so we have become a big family, effectively. Thunderia is now running Frosty Fights Europe, and we will be running the reviews and a bunch of other stuff for Frosty, hence the name Outpost FF. And the first big thing we're doing is a tournament for Cyberbots. And I thought, it's appropriate for the name because, Cyberbots, Cybernetics Guardian. And so on the 12th, we're going to be having a big tournament. And the winner gets a Steam game. But that's not all. It's going to be streamed. So if you participate, good chances your friends are going to be able to see you. Anywho, I am going to pull up the poster. So, anybody wants to look at it, just give me a second while I'm doing that. But Yeah, I'm excited for that because guess what? It's the summer tournament, so it's like because see, here's the thing. I'm gonna quickly explain this to anybody who doesn't know. Outpost, every now and then. Usually we used to do it more often, but like yeah, I put it in so like people's schedules work out. We do seasonal tournaments, namely like thematic seasonal tournaments, um, and in this case, I'm like, we haven't done a like a cyberpunk one in a while, and I'm like, you know what, cyberbots, cybernetics guardian, you know, fits. There's the poster. Anywho, yeah, it's July 12th, 11 a.m. Pacific Central Standard. And once again, first place gets a prize. Hope to see you there. Anywho, so what's the?
Of course.
Give me your scores. I'm gonna give this just to stick it to Neko. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10.
Oh God, you're a horrible person. I mean, I'll give it 3, just of the soundtrack.
I guess I'm up. After some thought, I think I honestly feel in my heart that it's a 4.
Yes.
I do enjoy the designs. I enjoy the soundtrack, but everything else it was just unfinished and just left unresolved. So this is the best I can give this glorified music video is a 4.
I was going to go with a 6 because I find it to be above average in a lot of regards, but just to spite Neko, I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah.
Really? We're doing that thing? Seriously? We're doing the spite thing now? Wow.
Well, dude, we're the two of us are mech heads. Let's see what Stryker says. He's also in a mecha.
Oh God.
I mean, I've seen my good share of mecha here, so all things considered, yes, this is like I said, this isn't exactly something that is revolutionary in any case. But it was pretty fun, especially when you watch it with friends, like I did with a homie of mine in another in a kick stream. And all things considered, so this is a solid. I was originally gonna put a 6.5, but the thing is, the soundtrack upped it to a 7, a solid 7. This is a 7 actually. All things considered, this is my personal score. This is not like I know there are people who have lower scores. Yes, I'm well aware. But all things considered, this anime was actually not bad at all. I mean, yeah, but it definitely felt rushed. Yes, it definitely felt like a lot of shit was going on without any explanation whatsoever.
Like the cult.
Yes, the cult. That was never explained. Why was
Never
there a cult?
explained.
I'm assuming it
Because
was a bunch of
80s
rich
anime
people.
needs colds.
I was assuming it's a bunch of rich people who were like basically like praying to some entity to wipe out the poor, because that was like their task. That was their thing, right? Like a demon that basically quote unquote cleans up cancer. What did they mean by cleans up cancer?
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
So Striker,
Like-
what's your score?
Okay, like I said, more than once, like I've been repeating in tonight's podcast. Come for the cyberpunk, stay for the soundtrack. It's a solid 7 to me.
7. Okay, that's the part I missed.
All right. 7.
You know what? I'll change mine to 9.5.
Oh God. This is spite someone, right? Okay.
Okay.
All right, average is 6.2.
Oh God.
Wow, that's actually a lot higher than the both scores.
Higher than the model.
Yes, well, I mean,
All things
It is
considered,
indeed skewed.
yes, it is. It's unobjective.
6.5. How about
6.2.
6.2.
6.2.
Yeah.
So and what the Anime DB or whatever? It's higher. It's lower.
It's like
It's
5.
Yes.
6.22 on
Oh.
AnyDB.
Oh.
I don't know about Mal.
Wait.
Mal
Repeat that?
is 525.
And then what was the other one?
NEDB, it's 3.22.
Oh boy, it's skewed. I win.
Yes.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh God.
Alice was saying,
That's
it's something you want to watch at least once. That's how I treat it. Is it something I would only watch
Again,
once
it's
at least?
short.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would say, given how short it is and how much fun there is to be had, and it's worth a watch. It's just it's not going to be a life changing thing. It's a dumb fun thing.
Like, think of it as a proof of concept that was never realized.
Jay, remember when we were talking about the fact that this definitely had some Guilty Gear vibes to it, especially regarding the soundtrack?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely see that.
There's
Where
also the
very
second
clearly both
version of.
creators were metalheads and just wanted to let that loose
I
on
think
their
it's
creation.
leans more to Guilty Gear's the other Guilty Gear soundtrack, the Korean one. They both sound very similar with the hair metal.
Right. We're gonna do this real quick. Guys, while you're watching, I'm going to go in from left to right. Aisha, what are you watching recently?
I've been watching like I saw the first season of Solo Leveling. I saw that recently. I've seen season I believe we're up to I think it is season 3 of ReZero. And the last one I saw recently of this year is Dan to Dan season 1. Those
Right.
three.
That all? Okay. Hermit, what you got?
My two that I've been watching recently is my friend who's a bit of a who's a bit of an engineering geek like me, convinced me to watch Space Battleship Yamato because he's been a big fan of that.
Excellent.
He told me he advised that it was probably acceptable if I watched the remake, and so I said, okay, sure. And I've been watching it so far, and I am loving it. I'm probably going to end up watching the original while I'm at it eventually, though. The on the side though, I've also been watching, well, technically not an anime. There was a podcast I've been listening to has been reading creepypastas, and were reading one of my all-time favorite horror stories I never got to finish. And I am grateful I was able to listen to it with them because one of them is a Bible nerd, so he was able to know all the biblical references and actually interpret them properly. Which, when I first read it, I didn't know what the hell was going on half the time. So yeah, highly
Read
recommend
it.
Creepcast reading of Mother Horse Eyes. Very, very good, very trippy. They make it worth the trip.
RJ.
What's up? Just kidding. I was gonna jump in and jokingly say Corey in the house. Just kidding. No.
Oh my God.
I,
Be
I've been
serious.
I've been rewatching stuff. I was rewatching friggin' Batman the Animated Adventure, which is not an anime, but technically there was some Eastern animation in there. A little bit of Dorohedoro. What's that one funny anime that has Aqua and the dude like they're it's making fun of Eastern?
Soba.
Konosuba.
Yeah, Konosuba.
Konosuba.
Yeah, I was rewatching
Konosuba, yeah.
Konosuba. But for newer stuff, I guess Dan to Dan and a little bit of well, I guess I rewatched a little bit of Free Run, but that's not technically like brand new. But I've been mostly rewatching, but I'm looking forward to if a new season of Gate comes out, I'm gonna probably watch that because I really like Gate. But yeah,
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
sweet.
All three of those are shows I've been meaning to check in on because I've heard good things about all three. Although for Gate, it's from my dad, so I take that with a grain of salt.
Oh,
Another
it's
person with
it's a
Hey,
good
Mr.
show.
Fred.
It's like, what if we actually put Magic up against 556 rounds? Guess who wins? So,
Bro, remember this got random. Remember that when the pilots? I was reading the manga. The pilots tried dueling, dog fighting the dragon, and then they got burned. They didn't die. It's just their some of their electronics got fried, and like their F4 Phantom had to get cleaned up. And the maintenance crew was yelling at them like, "What the hell were you thinking? Like, wow, I was trying to duel the dragon." Dragons don't duel. They're wild animals.
Alright.
That's crazy.
Um,
Okay, Mr. Pretentious ass Russian.
Oh God!
Kid?
Oh boy! Here comes
Okay,
the casual racism. Anyway,
Okay, just
kid.
anyway, so I
I mean,
was watching other than this garbage. Um, I was actually watching very pleasant Joshi the Tiger and the Fish. It's a film from 2020. It's basically
I
about
know.
it's basically about a guy who is a home attendant for a disabled girl, and they fall in love. And it's very sweet, very good, pleasant story. Very well
Uh,
done. Has some flaws, but they're tolerable.
isn't
It's
isn't that, hold on? Isn't that the one that was pretty controversial with
Yes,
us?
I
yes,
That's
was
the
gonna say
one.
that.
yes.
Yes,
Um,
on Twitter.
I was also finishing my Macros Delta run by watching the second film, Zeta Live, and um, while the Macros Delta sucked, let's be real, people, it this film basically redeems what they try to do with the original TV show. It's very to the point, very good, less bullshit, more action. Some uh, questionable fan service, not in terms of like, you know, plot, but actual character that appear from a different show from the Macros Zero, I believe. No, yeah, Macros Zero and the Macros Frontier as well, um, and Macros Plus. But yeah, it's fine. Um, the other one that I was watching, oh man, uh, Tagged OP Destiny, which is based on the mobile game. It's about, imagine you have dirigeurs as the orchestra people, and they directing the uh basically Maho Sozo characters to battle demons and stuff. So
Nice.
with like existential crisis of them being really dead and realizing
Oh,
that
I
his
would build
sister
that.
is actually uh dead and replaced by whatever the hell that person is now that he directs to fight. So, but yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Right. In my case, okay, I've been watching Bitry Gundam, with a friend of mine. I've also been watching an ecchi called Strange Love, which is like it's a 2 episode over. Pretty obscure that. Basically, we got another one that is yeah, I was watching the next one we're gonna be reviewing, which is Gundam Thunderbolt. I was watching the first 4 episodes of it,
Oh yeah,
and I
that's
was
we,
there.
Looks good.
I want to wrap this up in the next like couple minutes. But
Hold on.
yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That's our next one, the Gundam Thunderbolt.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be watching the last 4 episodes of the series because, well, obviously I'm not gonna be watching 4 episodes and leave it just like that. Uh, I have what is called shonen fatigue, so there's no way in hell I'm watching the seasonal shit. So yeah, okay. Oh, I did. Well, however, I did watch the. Wow, what else was I watching? Oh yeah, I was watching Macross. Do you remember Love? With
Okay.
and
Excellent.
wow, what haven't we been promoting in another stream? I mean, wait, where I hear yeah, I mean it's not competition. It's just something we do for fun. But I've been pretty busy with my homeboy JT regarding old school anime. Uh, if I'm trying to remember anything else we did watch, but yeah. Okay, let me see my weep shit. Uh, oh yeah, I was watching the entirety of Asobi Yasobase. Holy shit, that show was kino. Like,
There you go.
damn.
Looks good.
Yeah, That shit was crazy though. Oh wow. There is one more thing that I have on. I never actually got to start it yet, at least properly. But Grapple Baki, I'm trying to find out what is up with the hype with Baki, because if JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was bizarre, well then Baki is absolutely abstract, as somebody said. But yeah, outside that, a little bit of everything here and there. So okay, RJ, send us. Okay, RJ. What else? What else do we have now?
Nothing.
We just finished it.
I just gotta send this out. Did anybody else want to say something before I end a stream?
Yes.
I'm gonna like, if anyone hasn't seen the Chainsaw Man anime, I'm probably gonna plan to watch it since I already understand what the story's gonna
excellent.
be. But you guys, it's
Chainsaw
really
Man
good,
is
and
crazy.
And the movie's coming out in September.
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact,
my people.
yeah. No, I think about it. Today was the premiere of My Dress Up Dolly season 2, and the Bunny Girl Senpai has a second season. Pretty much. We're pretty much going to deal with a couple of things on summer, but I'm gonna binge the whole thing before because I'm not gonna be waiting for watching one episode and then waiting 1 week for another. So yeah, My Dress Up Darling, second season 2, yeah. Well, at least it's. Let's be honest here. At least it's not Rent a Girlfriend. At least, and that's saying something.
I mean, that getting third season anyway.
Yeah, dude.
So
Okay, RJ, that's about.
Okay,
I'm done.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
thank you guys for watching. We hope to see you in the next episode, which is going to be in a month or two from now. We're doing it bi-monthly, so in 2 months from now, we will be doing Gundam Thunderbolt. And this has been Baron, and the rest of the Outpost FF anime podcast, well, people present. Have a great summer. See you in the fall.